What's going on, guys? Today we're going to be talking about how I installed these badass off-road headlights. Alright guys, so the first thing that you guys are going to want to do is remove the seat, the battery panel, the air filter panel, this corner panel here that is attached to the tank and protects the radiator, and that's it for now. So let's go ahead and take those off. So you're going to need a ratchet, your 8mm socket, and a 5 Allen wrench key. Now that I have you guys up close and personal, I've taken everything that was necessary off, and just to show you guys, it's very easy. Just take off these plastics. So I ended up upgrading the battery, so this is going to be somewhat of a video of the upgrade. This is a Tusk lithium battery. It's supposed to last way longer than the OEM one. For whatever reason, the OEM one battery for me was sort of defective. It kept on losing its charge, and I had only had it for about like 2 years. So I'm not sure what was kind of going on with that, but I ended up switching to a way better battery. It's lighter, in my opinion, lighter than the other battery. And the cool thing about this battery is that it actually has a charge gauge that lets you know how much charge the battery actually has. So that's just great, just in case if you want to charge your battery. It lets you know if it's fully charged, or if your battery's low and it needs to be charged. Then you could just take off that panel real fast. It's just 2 screws, and then you could just click on this button on the top. And as you can see, I have full battery here. I'm gonna bring you guys closer. It lights up during the nighttime, so it's great. And it's just awesome. I will make sure I link it down in the description below. I ended up upgrading the battery also because I needed more output for the lights. So I wanted to make sure that my battery was in tip-top shape at all times, and wanted to make sure that I had enough voltage for my lights. I wanted to make sure that my lights were as bright as they can be.
No, get those lights off!
And make sure that my battery was not dying every time I needed to use my lights. So I'm going to be using my lights also for daytime, so daytime running lights, that way people could see me, and then obviously during the nighttime. All right, boys and girls, so here's the battery. It is the Lithium Battery Pro, like I said. I highly recommend it, and this is the... See how it lights up when you click on it? That's awesome. It's something extra, you know, that, I mean, you pay for what you get. So this is something that I've been looking for, an upgraded battery. It fits exactly in the battery storage area, so why not? And it also comes with these extra vibrating pads. That way it's not vibrating inside and making a lot of noise. So anyways, let's get right into the wiring of the off-road lights here. One thing I will note, when you're connecting this, make sure that your positive battery terminal is fully covered once you have everything wired up. Also, with some of these small bolts, comes with small washers, so whatever you do, don't lose them, because if you do, then I mean, I'm sure you could replace them, but why would you want to replace these if, you know, just make sure that, you know, you just keep them intact. The wiring harness comes with a built-in fuse, and it comes with a relay. So what I wanted to show you guys here is that I pretty much snaked it from the relay. Okay, this is the huge relay that I was able to hide under the seat. Something quick here, when I installed the relay here and I was pretty much ready to go, I was ready to install the seat, there was these plastic tabs on the bottom of the seat. So as you can see on the right side, I still have the plastic. On this side, I had to cut it off because the relay was pretty much not fitting. And so since I took up that space, I needed to find a way to make it fit. So I ended up cutting it, and the good thing is that it does not vibrate anymore. I would recommend doing that if you want to insert your relay in that small area that I have there. I ended up zip tying it on the top here. These were usable zip ties that I ended up buying. I snaked it here. I actually had to take off the tank. These 2 bolts here, it's very simple. 10mm bolt, so you will need a 10mm socket. The tank just comes right off. And the bulk of the wires are actually in here. And the great thing thing about it, it actually does a really good job of hiding it, and it's not coming into contact with anything hot. I zip tied, I want to say, most of the excess of the wires because the wires are fairly long. And then the 3 wires that I needed to come up from the tank all the way to the lights are the switch, the left headlight, and then the right headlight. Whenever you are hiding these wires, make sure that they are tight where they won't come apart once you're on the highway, but not too tight to the point where you can't even steer your own motorcycle. So the next thing I want to talk about is how exactly I installed them. I ended up making a custom made L bracket. I made it with a 1/4-inch metal plate. I used 2-inch 8mm bolts in order for me to bolt the L bracket to the bracket that the Baja design comes with. So the Baja design comes with the silver brackets, but I needed somewhere to hold these lights, and I wanted to make sure that they were high enough, that way it was nice and visible for myself, and that way they're not in the way. So I used an L bracket and I attached it to my blinker here that you guys already have the information for this TST front smoke blinker that I mentioned in my mods video. I'll make sure I put that video right up here. Make sure you guys check that out of all the mods I've done. I just kind of drilled the hole and I was able to stick a bolt with a washer and a nut at the end. That way it's not going to go anywhere. The cool thing about these Baja design is that you could actually tilt them up and down. I would just have to loosen this Allen bolt here. I could even swivel it if I would want to. As for the switch, just right here in accessibles, and that's it. It's so simple. All you have to do is reinstall everything else as far as the panels go, and then you're all good to go. Yeet.
On the track. Many fantasies are being transformed into reality by modern science.
That's gonna go ahead and conclude today's video, guys. Make sure you guys leave a comment on what you guys think about this design and how I customize these off-road Baja design headlights. Make sure you guys give it a thumbs up, just because every time I'm on here, I try to make it nice and personal for you guys and give you guys no ideas so you guys could customize your own Supermoto. If any comments or anything, suggestions or anything that maybe you guys would have done differently on your off-road lights, or if you guys just like my setup, make sure you guys just leave it a like, you can give it a comment, anything like that. I appreciate you guys showing me a lot of love on my last couple of videos. So I'll see you guys in the next one, alright guys? Peace.